Hello lovely frugal friends, I thought I'd do a video this week on things that we don't buy. Now I'm sure you've probably seen lots of these videos before, but I thought I'd add my little opinion into the mix. But I'm also going to talk about things that we're not going to buy this year. So let's start. First thing we don't buy, paper towels. Haven't bought paper towels for it must be at least 5 years. I don't find I miss them. I don't find that I need them. And instead, we just use cloths. These are looking a bit scrappy, but they're absolutely fine. They are, basically, we had a couple of old towels that we didn't use anymore, and I just cut them up into squares that I would find useful, so they can be used for washing pots. They can also be used for wiping down, and if we do have any spillages and messes, that is what we use. Now, if the spillage or mess is a really, really bad one, yes, I'd grab the oldest ones, or I would grab some scrappy pieces of fabric. So if Chris has got some old t-shirts or we've got some old clothes that we don't use, I cut them into rags, and the rags are the things that we use for cleaning up those horrible messes that can then go in the bin. But everything else is just using our towels that we have got. Now I could be really good and sew around the edges to make them look all neat and tidy, but I haven't got time for that in my life. So that is one of the things that we don't use. Second thing we don't use, if we're going to carry on the theme of paper towels, there's not been a box of tissue in this house for 20 plus years. What do we use instead? Toilet roll. Yes, good old fashioned loo roll. It's good enough for my nose. It's still nice and stuff. I don't need big man-sized tissues. If I'm out and about, I will have some of this in my pocket. But I have also got a few old-fashioned handkerchiefs as well. We went to an antique fair probably about 7-8 years ago, and I found all these lovely cute handkerchiefs, and they're big man-sized hankies. I think they were about 50p each, and I've been using those instead, and they are great. Carrying on in the kitchen, we don't use loads of cleaning products. For cleaning our clothes, I've got my big container there. Did used to make my own, but I've found that the price has been going up with some of the products that I use to clean. And I found this recently in if you have a look at my bulk bagging video, I found a load of this really, really cheap in B&M or Home Bargains, can't remember which one. So we have got this. So I have topped up my container, and these are what we've got left. I don't use fabric conditioner. I don't use dryer sheets. I don't use the dryer that often. If I do, I have got some dryer balls in there. And if we have a stain on some clothing, basically what I have done is I have made up my own bottle of basically what's in the jar, just watered down a little bit, and we can spray it on the stains that we need. And I've not found that any stains can, have been too bad to be able to get rid of. The other thing that I would use if it was a grease stain is a bit of washing up liquid. Only use one kind of washing up liquid. We use dishwasher tablets. What else do we use? Oh, sprays and cleaning products. I know people who have something for the kitchen, something for the bathroom, something for somewhere else. I have one. This is my container. I did use Co once and tried it out, but it was a bit too expensive. And then when it was being shipped from Australia, so I decided it wasn't environmentally friendly to be carrying on using that, but I've still got the container. And in here is my vinegar orange solution. Again, I've got a video on how I make it, but it's really quite simple. Peel your oranges, put them in a jar of vinegar, leave them for ages. That's it. Basically, the oils from the orange come out and go into the vinegar, makes it smell a bit nicer. Vinegar is brilliant. It kills most bacteria, like what most cleaning products do, if you use them properly. Did you know that if you're using certain sprays, you need to spray the surface and leave it for about 5 minutes to get that full effective antibacterial properties? So just spraying and giving it a wipe is not getting the full killing power for the bacteria. So vinegar kills most of those bacteria as well. So spray, leave it for a little while, give it a wipe. Yes, the house can smell a little bit vinegary, but the orange juice does count as orange juice. The orange peel does counteract that. And I've never had anybody come in and go, "You've been to the chip shop? It smells like vinegar in here." The only other products that I use is some bleach on the surfaces that need bleach and floor cleaner. And that's pretty much it. I don't have like a cupboard full of all these multi-purpose, multi-different cleaning products. So we just don't need them. So we just don't buy them. And vinegar, I bought a 5-litre container for about £3-4. And it must be, goodness me, about a year ago, possibly longer. And it still lasted. I've got a jar filled with vinegar orange solution in the cupboard that's been going for about 3 months, so that'll be ready whenever we need it. If you've been watching my videos for long enough, you will know that I have not bought bread now for coming up for 3 years. 99% of bread products are in this freezer, and this is what we get from our Olio hauls. So whenever I see bread on Olio on offer, we buy it. It gets cut up if it needs to be, or it just gets popped in the freezer. And this is what we use. So in here at the moment, we have got some Taste the Difference seeded wholemeal. We have got some white. We have got some bagels. We have got some sourdough. All the different kinds of bread that we can find. And like I said, we have not bought bread for nearly 3 years. Bathroom products, not a great deal. Soap to wash our body, shampoo bar for our hair, a £1 bottle of hair conditioner that gets used occasionally just on the ends of my hair with it being so long, and a bottle of bubble bath, which gets used once a week when I have a little bit of a bath, which is my luxury time to relax. And these are only 99p a bottle, so they are super, super cheap. So yeah, there's not many bath products in here. We don't use shower gel because soap is much cheaper and it works just as good. And I find that shower gels for us have been quite drying on our skin. Perhaps we needed to buy the more expensive ones, but we're not going to. These are just some little samples that I got. So those can stay there. But that's pretty much it in the bathroom. When you watch my videos, you will mostly see me in sweatshirts, t-shirts, tracky bottoms. Well, these are yoga pant bottoms, and that is pretty much it. Into the summer I will wear different stuff, but over the winter this is my casual go-to wearing. And if you look on the rail behind me, I don't do fast fashion. I barely buy any clothes. And Chris always tells me, I can't get her to buy clothes, I can't get you to buy anything, because half the time I can't be bothered and I don't want to spend money on stuff that I'm going to wear once and then never again. I mean, I'll give you an example in here. Here we go. Charity shop, had for probably about 20 years. Charity shop was given charity shop, massive discount, really reduced price, given, charity shop, given, had for 20 plus years. So you can see that I don't really buy very much at all. If I do buy clothes, it is normally at a charity shop or at a really, really good discount. I'd probably say the only thing that I ever buy full price is my jeans. I can't find those the particular ones I like in charity shops, but I only end up getting them from Tesco's. So they don't cost much at all. Thinking about food, I don't really buy lots of extra food. Why? Because we don't throw away food. It is very, very rare that any food in this house gets thrown away. I know that there have been studies done that say on average a quarter of the food that comes into houses ends up getting thrown in the bin, which baffles me. I can't imagine throwing that much away. We don't spend that much on food to start with, but I'm certainly not going to throw it away. I'm not going to put, I mean, if we spent last year just over roughly, it was around about £100 a month. And I think if I was throwing £300 a year away in the bin, I can't do it. I just can't do it. We have products in here that are out of date, but we've bought them pretty much beyond their best before. We shop at Rogers Wholesale sometimes, and their canned products, I mean, when's this one for? This is, May 2023. But I know these will be absolutely fine. What are we now? We are January 2025. This is completely out of date, but it's not going to go bad. It's a best before. It's not a use by. I know that those things in tins are going to last absolutely for ages. I am not throwing food away. I am not wasting it. I'm thinking now about what's going to happen this coming year. What are we not going to do this year? Well, I'll tell you something I'm definitely not doing this year. I am not buying any plastic bags. I do not need them. I do not want to have to buy any of them. I just need to be that person that remembers to take the bags with them. These little bags, the fabric ones, are really nice because they can fold up really quite small and fit in my handbag. And if you fold up your bags properly, or put the strap around them, or put an elastic band around them, they will fit much more tidily, and you can see them. This is what we do, fold them, elastic bands around them. That's why I keep spare elastic bands in here. If you're British and you've noticed your post, I don't know if you've seen it near you, but I have seen elastic bands all over the place on the floor. I could go for a walk now and probably come home with about 5 or 6 elastic bands, and I'm talking thick, decent ones that the postman or post person, post lady, whatever, has been using and dropped. It's not a great thing, but it's a great thing for me because I will pick them up and I will bring them home and I will use them on my plastic bags and other things. This year, something else that I'm not going to do is I'm not paying full price for my prescriptions anymore. I calculated with the different medications I'm on for my different ailments that it is becoming more expensive for me to buy my prescriptions individually. So this year I have organised my prepayment. I am paying, I think, for a full year's prescription, I think it's about £114, but you can do it over 10 months direct debit, so it's about £11.40 a month, which for me, with my prescriptions, works out so much better. So the prepayment plan is something I've already set up and got organised for this year. The last thing that I am not going to do this year is I am not going to buy any more processed food. Now, I am going to still eat processed food occasionally, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm certainly not going to buy it at full price. My aim is any processed food that we get has either got to come from Olio, so we get it for free, through the bread and butter thing, so it's highly discounted, or we're finding really good bargains using vouchers, or we are using things like Shopmium and Checkoutsmart. If you're interested in the apps I use, Shopmium and Checkoutsmart, I'll put a link to them below. And if you use Shopmium, there's a code there which will get you a free item for your first go. But we're not going to buy them at full price. Again, this is just not what we're going to do. Right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, what don't you buy? What are you not going to buy this year? Let's get together and collect some really good ideas. If you also want to contribute your ideas on our Facebook group, it's just called Trying to Get By. We have 100+ members on there already, and I would love to have some more join us. We like to show each other what bargains we've found when we've gone out shopping. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in my bulk buying video, I will put a link over here, and then I'll let YouTube decide on some other videos you might be interested in over there. I'll see you next time.